Hello, guys, and welcome to Spotlight Series 5. I feel like I'm getting a professional at this now. I've even got a new microphone. I'm not wearing headphones, and the lucky guys to be on the end of this are the Swallow Digital team. They're joined with us today, and I've got to say this is without doubt one of the coolest projects coming to Elysium. I mean, as you guys know, I mean, I'm quite a big fan of tattoos, and I just haven't seen a project that sort of thought about tattoos in the metaverse. Well, I guess that's where we are right now. And so Swallow Digital reached out to us about a month or so ago. Solid pitch deck, solid product, solid guys, all the kind of things we're looking for in a team. And so here we are. So perhaps maybe Alex, one of you sort of wants to introduce who you are and what you do for the project.
Yeah, so as you said, like, thanks heaps for having us on. Super hyped about where we're at. And super happy to have an awesome collaboration with yourself, Vulcan Forged, and Elysium in general. So I'm Alex. I'm Managing Director of Swallow, and we have an awesome team. And Alex here is Communications Director, and yeah, he'll be able to run through the project in depth here with you guys. And yeah, awesome. Glad to be here.
Yeah, stoked to be here, and it's been really nice getting to know you and your team over the last month or so, Jamie. And after that first conversation that we had about the potential to come to Elysium and the way that Elysium's built and aligns very much so with us and who we are as a company, in that you're going to be operating in a carbon neutral way. For us to be able to step into that realm is a massive plus as well. You and your team have been nothing short of accommodating, and we're really, really excited about everything that we're going to do together. So the short version of what we're doing is working with a really talented global collective of the best tattooists on the face of the earth, and working with them to facilitate the transition from tattoos being a really physical art form that requires artists to actually be there tattooing in the studio in order for them to make money, to turning it into this digital form and taking their real world tattoos and making them applicable in a few different ways within the digital space. The first one being NFTs. And the cool thing about NFTs is they don't have to just be plain tattoos. In fact, our upcoming mint, we've got these really cool cryos that we've designed, and we're going to have these digital arms spinning with the tattoos from the real world tattoo artists. And the idea is that the users that buy these NFTs, which not only look cool in your wallet, they will actually give the users the ability to apply the tattoos that they've purchased in the NFT to tattoos in their metaverse avatars across various metaverses. So it's not only really cool for the users in a way that they can customize their avatars, and they've got this whole new level of customization and being able to express themselves in the digital realm that they maybe not have had before, because obviously tattoos are a massively individual and really expressive thing. It's for tattooists, it's actually a new source of income, and it's a way for them to actually scale their income and earn it in a way that they don't have to be sitting in the studio. Obviously, there's 24 hours in a day. They can only sit there for absolute maximum that amount of time. And this is a way for tattooists to really, really scale their income and their exposure, and I guess ultimately their digital footprint and expansion into the realm of Web3.
So, I mean, to put it on a very sort of basic sort of summary, so any tattoo artists can kind of make their tattoo, that gets turned into an NFT, and that gets placed in the metaverse, which obviously, on paper just sounds like a awesome idea. But how do you go about choosing the artists who can put NFTs and the edition count and the quality of that? What's the kind of process or the vetting system for that?
I might let Dal touch on that. He's one of our resident tattoo.
I'll get you on that one. Sorry, mate. I'll just
yeah, sure.
I can barely hear you guys. Cool. Sorry, I'm trying to turn it up here. Sorry.
Oh, sure, no problem, mate. So Dal deals with a lot of the tattoo artists. He owns and operates a tattoo-based business out of the sunny Sunshine Coast on the east coast of Australia. And up until now, we've basically been hand vetting the tattoo artists that we want to work with and that we think produce really high quality art. And that's kind of snowballed from the first few guys that we had on board through to them chatting to other people within the industry and other artists that they really value and that want to push such an ancient art form forward in a unique digital space. We're getting to the point now where we've got quite a few tattooists on board, and we've had to close off submissions for our initial Genesis mint. We'll absolutely be doing more mints down the line, but for now we've closed that off, it's been interesting as we started to get more exposure and things have started to grow. We've had some massive tattooists globally reaching out to us from every corner of the world. And we've recently secured a partnership with a company named Sullen, and Sullen is the biggest tattoo clothing company in the world. They make some really cool stuff, and they work with tattooists the same way we do, but to design cool clothes, so hats, t-shirts, bags, everything in between. And they're also helping connect us to more tattooists. We're having some really interesting conversations with some other people within the tattoo space as well. And I guess how we're initially doing our mint is we're focusing on limbs. So for our first mint, we're going to be doing arms, and then for our next mint, I won't say too much around what we're going to be doing, but that kind of evolves over time. And then the idea is that eventually users will be able to have pretty much a full bodysuit on their avatar in various games and metaverses.
So, okay, so regarding the token, I know it's SWOL, so SWOL. So obviously the basic sort of use case will be for purchasing the NFTs and sort of transactions. Yep. Have you got any sort of more insight on the tokenomics and perhaps sort of I know a lot of the Vulcan community are interested in it and getting involved in the token itself. You got maybe a roadmap for when it's going to be released. If you could sort of go into sort of the tokenomics a bit more detail, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. So we're planning on having a maximum supply of 50 million. I've been in the crypto. A lot of our team members have been in the crypto space for a long time, and we've seen a lot of projects come and go, and we're all big fans of the smaller supply and high utility. So within that 50 million, we've got a solid portion of that supply that's allocated to staking rewards, which will be set up on the platform that we're building called SwallowNet. And SwallowNet will facilitate token staking, NFT staking, swaps, and it'll be a DEX as well. The token itself, we're aiming to have it publicly launched in the next 4 to 6 weeks. Within that space, we're discussing with multiple investors around a seed and private investment round. And we're really excited to hit the ground running with that. And the token itself, the idea is that it's constantly adding value, not only constantly adding value, but constantly capturing value across the whole Swallow ecosystem. So not only is there staking rewards, but there's also a portion of all the transactions or NFT sales that are captured and used to buy SWOL on market and add that SWOL to the reserve to be essentially locked out of supply until that initial staking pool has been distributed as rewards in order to create a sustainable loop of SWOL rewards forever. So the idea is that it's built in a sustainable manner, and it's going to be able to feed the ecosystem for a long time. As we start building our virtual tattoo studios in Vulcanverse and within different metaverses, as we get further down the roadmap, where the idea is within those metaverses, users will be able, within those studios, users will be able to walk in, access the NFT marketplace via the studio, and transact with the SWOL token to purchase the NFT tattoo from their favorite real world tattoo artist, and then apply it to their avatar. So it'll have quite a few uses across various aspects of our ecosystem.
And so come back a little bit on that regarding integrating in the metaverse. I mean, obviously, because we guys are supporting you in our community, and we love what you're doing, and of course the integration to Elysium. We're obviously going to be using the tattoos in Vulcanverse and some of our other partner metaverses. So that process between, so how does the process work from a tattoo artist through to the NFT and then through to people seeing it in game? Could you sort of go through that process a little bit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So from the tattoo artist sort of perspective, these guys obviously drawing up pieces of art all day, every day for real world application. And the idea behind, from their perspective, is to be able to scale their sort of time they're spending on making art instead of just putting it into real world tattoo application. They can then sell online worldwide digitally through the Swallow platform. And there's a few different sort of ideas and ways about going about each separate or each different metaverse, obviously starting with Vulcan Forge and the sort of other ones on Elysium. But generally, when someone buys the tattoo design out of the shop in the metaverse, or even from the SwallowNet, then they'll be able to apply it themselves into whichever body part they want on their avatar potentially, and show it off and express themselves through their digital avatar.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the sort of the success of it is going to depend on, of course, metaverse adopting it, and I guess that's where we can sort of help as much as we can and sort of connect you guys to metaverses. And of course, someone asked if a VV character, Vulcanverse character, can get the tattoo, and of course they can. I mean, it's something we would love to have done anyway, but of course now we've got the Swallow guys who have a whole industry behind it. It's much easier, and I guess if it takes off, you'll probably get the bigger. I mean, I don't honestly, even though I do like my tattoos, I don't know any celebrity tattoo artists or anything. But I guess that you kind of want to sort of attract the bigger names at some point, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And even inside, I can't go on into too much detail about this particular thing I'm about to say, because it'll be a upcoming sort of thing to tell everyone. But we're looking into being able to have some sort of gaming integration with the tattoos to then have in-game enhancements, if you will, and that sort of thing for anyone that's wearing that tattoo per se. Don't want to go on about too much, but it's we can go on in more detail coming up. But yeah, things like that as well, and in-game sort of utility. Apart from, I mean, more than just sort of aesthetically, we want to have actual utility for the each game and whatever they have for their characters.
Yeah, well, that's one of the questions someone asked here. They want to know sort of, is there going to be any real life utility? They say if they buy a tattoo for an avatar, is there anything they can do perhaps in the real world, burn and redeem it for a real life tattoo at a studio or not? I don't know if you thought that far into it.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I think that's going to be somewhat of a choice when a tattoo artist uploads their tattoos onto SwallowNet and our marketplace, then for sure they can have that option to advertise that as if someone buys this tattoo design, they can then essentially get that tattooed in their studio as well. There's no reason why they can't do that. I think that's a good thing to have as well as a side gig for each individual tattoo artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess this kind of thing that the artist can choose themselves. I mean, once you've got an NFT on chain, what they do outside of that is up to them. I just need to know if they own a certain ID or anything. Okay, so go to the stats that people probably want to know. So your IDO, your price, your public sale price. I mean, what's that again?
Yeah, sure. So we're looking at launching our IDO around 40 cents. That'll be the token price. We're in conversations with multiple launchpads and IDO facilitators into where we're going to launch it, and we'll be releasing more information around that in the quite near future. But our IDO price will be around 40 cents, and then hopefully once it hits the free market, it'll be trading at quite a bit higher.
Awesome. And how many, can you tell us how many artists you've got already lined up, or how many tattoos are ready, or is that sort of coming out in due course?
Yeah, we've got sorry.
Yeah. I was just going to say we've got between sort of 40 to 50 different artists on this particular mint.
Oh, wow.
With the range of we'll be having basically 100 different arms of sleeves with various different sort of rarities with the mint. Aside from that, we've outbooked our first mint, but we've had loads of other artists come through, which is epic. And the amount of sort of, I'm getting goosebumps, the amount of like new artists that are coming on board just from our current artists, telling everyone, and as we're community building here, it's really been awesome. So to start turning, we don't want to, but we've had to start turning down really awesome artists because we can't fit them in. Whereas next time, you know, it's going to be, it's just going to keep growing. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, I think the market for this is, I can't understand why or anyone's really thought about this before. I think it's not, maybe there weren't so many metaverses around before. I mean, you've only really kind of had Sandbox, Essential, us. And only the last sort of few months, the whole metaverse hype's going. So I think you've got a chance to really corner this market, and I obviously know you guys and the rest of the team, and you're obviously working hard. And so the best place for people to find upcoming artists and the dates, it's quite hard to remember everything in an interview. Is it best to go to your Telegram or Twitter? What's the best way to keep track?
Yeah, either or. Probably Telegram. We're quite active in both Telegram and Discord. I can see that you've posted the Telegram link in the chat for anyone who's listening that wants to jump in there. We'd love to have you as part of our community. And we're also quite active on Instagram as well. It's interesting, the kind of polar opposites of crypto, NFTs, and tattoos. The tattoo guys all hang out on Instagram because obviously it's so art focused, it's so visual, and NFTs and crypto and Web3 kind of all live within the Twitter realm. So it's interesting trying to balance the two mediums and get users across both platforms. But it's been really cool. It's been really cool, and we're getting support from a lot of people within the tattoo industry, and growing support from people within crypto and NFT. And I think going back to what you were saying just then, Jamie, around it being a great idea and it hasn't really been touched on yet. It's something that's not easy for a tech company just to show up and say, hey, we're doing a tattoo platform for the metaverse, because tattooists by nature are pretty protective of their industry and selective in who they want to work with. So it takes people within that industry and people that know people within there to be able to facilitate something like this. So I know Dal does too. I feel super lucky and pretty privileged that we're able to bring something this cool to a space that they may otherwise may not have ended up playing in.
Yeah, I think, and because of the whole NFT hype and last year with all celebrities jumping on board, people are sort of less scared about blockchain and NFTs and collectibles. I think there's more of a public understanding of what NFTs are. And I think tattoo artists without that would have heard about it and have no idea where to have done it. I know some people sort of just put a photo of their tattoos up to sort of sell them as, just a picture of them. And I don't think they'll do as well they would do if people, I mean, the demand's going to come for users. I mean, I personally, my avatar, if I see a tattoo I like from an artist I like, of course I'm going to get it. I guess getting the rarity and the additions correct from the artist and making sure they have the scarcity, I guess that's up to them. But as long as you facilitate it. Awesome. Well, listen, I mean, I know everyone in the Vulcan Forge community are really, really hyped for this one. I'll share publicly the Telegram link for you guys to our community and a Twitter. And as they said, they're running their public sale. Did you say April?
Yeah, it'll likely be around the end of April, I'm guessing.
Okay, end of April.
A solid date hasn't been confirmed as of yet, but that's kind of where we're aiming, around the end of April.
Awesome.
We'll be sure to keep everyone fully updated as we sort of move along. And with all I mean, we've got so much stuff happening and different partnerships coming up with, just to bring it back to what you were talking about before with photos of of tattoos and how that's, you know, may or may not work. We're talking with some major partners in the tattoo industry, which we, you know, probably can't name for the minute, but they're even, you know, wanting to do sort of NFTs on our platform that are more real world utility, as well as the metaverse stuff. For example, you know, if you could have, they could do a best of artist of their in their sort of range of people, and whoever holds these NFTs will be able to get access to VIP passes or something inside conventions and things like that. And there's actually so much more utility in real world utility as well that we can work with these major brands and stuff like that as well. So we really got a whole lot going on lots of different angles. So I mean, we're going to have just that many sort of things to tell everyone and updates and all that sort of thing. It's really exciting.
Yeah, there's a lot in the pipeline, that's for sure.
So my mic went out then, but yeah, it is really exciting. Honestly, we know you guys obviously more than the community at the moment, but they will do, and then they'll sort of realize you guys are a team to be trusted. And I've seen all the behind the scenes work, and obviously everyone else will see that soon. And we're glad to have you on here. That was a good one. I think I've asked any questions people have got. If they've got any more questions, check out their Telegram or just ask them the Vulcan Forge Telegram, and we'll push you there. And I guess the website is. The website, let me just get the link for that. That's up, right?
Yes, the website's swallow.digital, and we've got all of our social links on there: Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Telegram, and everywhere in between. There's a light paper there too, which is a good opportunity to read up on what we're trying to, what we are achieving, and what we're looking to build over the near future. And we're beyond pumped to have our tattoos in the Vulcanverse. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Community knows, and we'll be supporting you all the way. So yeah, we're all psyched for it. All right then, guys, lovely to have you on. And any more questions, I'll send the mortals over to your Telegram to brief.
Sounds good, Jamie.
Awesome,
we'll welcome the immortals with open arms.
Nice one. All right, guys, have a good day over there.
Cheers, brother.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks, guys.